Everyone, my name is Nina Simone. I was previously live on here before, and I had to end the stream sooner than expected, but we're back. Anyways, so I felt very inspired to do a live stream once again, hop on here. I know it's been a few months, a few weeks, but that's because I've been in the jungle. I went down to Peru and I was deep in the jungle with the frogs, the combo frogs, and I actually became a combo practitioner and received my initiation. And now I can serve with spiritual permission. So, with that being said, the reason why I wanted to hop on here is because this is a topic that I see come up very, 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 very often for those of us, especially for those of us who call ourselves medicine people, who call ourselves healers, and why we haven't stepped into our power. And that's because of imposter syndrome. And what is imposter syndrome? It's where no matter what accolades, no matter what achievements, what degrees, what milestones you have accomplished, you always somehow feel like a fraud. You don't feel like who is being presented to the world is your true self. But where are these thoughts coming from? Who told you that you were an imposter? This is a thought you made up by yourself. And so the reason why I wanted to, well, not by, I shouldn't say by yourself, but this is a thought process that you have in your head. Where has it come from? Hi, everyone. For those of you joining in on this live stream, please say hello, where you're from, and tell me what you think about imposter syndrome. And so these are, for those who don't know, imposter syndrome is but yet another projection. And so if you are empathic, okay, which a lot of people are, especially if you're sensitive and you're into the healing arts, you have to be mindful and take inventory of the projections that you have in your body. And you can do that with certain crystals. You can, one of my favorite ones to use is smoky quartz, or black tourmaline or brown tourmaline. You can also use any of the dark jaspers. They help to increase self-worth. And so anything that helps you to increase your personal self-worth is going to help you to eliminate the illusion of having from suffering from what's called imposter syndrome. And so for those of you who are wanting to get started on your healing journey and you want to like make your way out into the world, but there's like something holding you back, these are often signs that you have projections that need to be cleared. There's something hidden there that you cannot see that says, no, you can't do it. No, you shouldn't. No, 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 not yet. Maybe soon. And you have to ask yourself, what does this mean? Where are these thoughts coming from? Why? Who? Where? What am I being projected onto? So now you have to go back and do a review of who in your life has ever shared an idea or told you a story about how something that you're very, very interested in, they just kind of crapped all over it. Was it your mother? Was it your father? Was it a close friend? Was it a teacher? Was it a relative? Hi, King. Hi, Ka King. Thank you for your kind words. Goku, thank you for your kind words. And oftentimes these projections, they come from our childhood. They come from those closest to us during our formative years. When we go back and realize that it was that one conversation that we had with the mailman And the mailman was like, yeah, I tried that and I failed miserably. So I highly suggest you try this instead. And that happens to be the one thing that like stays in the brain. That stays a long time and that becomes a limiting thought. So you have to do a journaling and limiting thought practice. These little practices are what allows us to continue to thrive and to move forward as an entrepreneur, and especially as an entrepreneur and a healer, because um, the energy that you bring forth as an entrepreneur is the energy that is felt into the world. So if you're not coming correct and saying, hey, I'm here 100%, the world is going to recognize that. So imposter syndrome, projections from childhood, and being an empath. So, being an empath, thank you for hitting that like button. Being an empath, okay, sometimes people look at it as it being a curse. But some people are like, it's really a blessing. I've even met people that are like, I graduated from being an empath, which I was just like, they make it sound like being an empath is a bad thing, but really, in being an empath, it allows you to feel empathy, it allows you to have resonance with another human. Now, we need to make sure that we're not having resonance with another human's projections or another human's thoughts that are not serving us. So, how do we do this? We clean ourselves, spiritual hygiene. We learn how to clean our field, our bodies, our minds, our spirits. How do we do this? Do you have a clearing practice? Do you have your favorite crystal healer that you can go to that can clear you? Do you have any other practice that can help clear you of these deep limiting thoughts, these things, these obstacles that can often hold us back and behind? Um, and so, one of the things I actually talk about in my mentorship program is how these limiting thoughts actually affect us when we get into the business portion of the mentorship program, of how to be how to be a healer, stand strong, and still be in your business mind, because people keep thinking oftentimes it's the opposite. They're the opposite. And no, at the end of the day, business is business. It just so happens that you're in the business of healing people. And so I would really appreciate if you could hit that like button. Um, and so, with that being said, you know, I wanted to just come on here and just share some of that, because when I started out on my healing journey, I didn't know what I was doing. On some rights, I still don't know what I'm doing, but I trust in the flow. So, and that's perfectly okay. But in the beginning, I didn't know what I was doing because I was unsure of myself, because I was listening to all the other thoughts and projections of others. The worst thing you can do is take advice from someone who has never walked in your path before. You can listen to them, but take it with a grain of salt. I asked someone for their advice on my design, and they looked at it and they completely changed the design into their own vision. And I couldn't be mad at them because it was their vision, not my vision. And so naturally, of course, I'm not always going to align with someone else's vision. You need to align with your vision. All right. So, with that being said, I just wanted to let's see. Let me hop to the chat. Nature is a beautiful healer, free for all who seeks. Yes, there is a lot of truth in that. Thank you, Ka King, for sharing that. Nature is our healer. When we return to nature, that's when we heal. And it's free for all who seeks. However, there's always an exchange. Nothing is for free, my friends. There's always an exchange. Nature's not going to just heal you because you're like, heal me. Nature's going to make you work for some of your answers and solutions. And then when you work hard, put some effort, put some growth, um, experience a little stress in that growth, and then you are rewarded, or then you find what you're seeking. You see the treasure that's there. So nothing in life, my friends, is free. So I just wanted to iterate that. And for those who think that they should work for free, you're a fool unless you're doing volunteer service. Um, for those who think that they can get something for free in life, period, it's never for free. There's always an exchange. The exchange is determined by you and what you agree to. So it's just a little food for thought. So if someone gives you something for free and their intentions are not clear, then you need to make sure that the exchange is clear. And that's how you protect yourself. Um, in life, in business, in all exchange, in all relationships. Um, and there's no reason to ever follow some narrative. I should do this because no, these are more projections from society that's actually designed to disempower you from standing in your full power. And so I invite each and every one of you that watches this video, whether it's live, whether it's recorded, to always stand in your power. And before you make a decision, to even say to yourself, make a little prayer, say, I ask for the strength to say the right things or to ask the right questions so that I can make an informed decision and be in my power and everyone is happy. So in Ka King, the exchange is gratitude. Gratitude is a wonderful exchange, but just make sure that the exchange is clear. And that wasn't uh that was a overall statement for all those curious, because I've met lots of healers that have issues with money and issues with charging for their services. And I'm here to say it's okay to do that. And I'm here to remind you that you absolutely should, because if your exchange isn't proper, guess what? You become burnt out and you don't want to serve in that capacity anymore. Anytime your exchange is not good, you become burnt out, resentful, and you don't have enough gusto in your spirit to move forward. So, and that's because you allowed yourself either to be taken advantage of, either due to your naivety, or um, you just didn't know any better. And society doesn't teach us. So it's up to the healers, those of us who are actually doing things, those of us in the community, those of us actually sharing services, those of us actually on our surfboards and surfing. It's up to us to carry the community, to share tips and tricks to those around us so that the rest of us can surf, so that the rest of us can have a good time in life and taste some successes in life. It doesn't have to be difficult. It doesn't have to be painful, and it absolutely should not be obligatory. And let's see, Adrian Hamburg. Definitely have experienced that burnout. Yeah, burnout is real. When I moved, it was one of the things I had to heal from. It was burnout because I was carrying a lot of energies, a lot of people, a lot of ideas, a lot of concepts. I was carrying them with me. As it was like, yeah, you can come on board and all these things. And at the very end, I started walking slower and slower and slower. And I'm like, I'm so exhausted. I'm so tired. Why am I tired? And it literally wasn't until fast forward almost 2 years later, after I come back from the jungle and I did my dieta and I did my deep clearing and healing in that aspect, that I was able to gain perspective and awareness of how much energy I was actually carrying. I was literally several pounds overweight for a really long time, and that weight didn't want to fall off. And when I agreed to stop carrying people that didn't want to walk anymore, the weight fell off. It was like overnight. And I gained a lot of energy and I gained a lot of strength. And so every time we clear out projections, expectations, and these imposter syndromes that we have of ourselves, this is extra energy. This is extra weight that is slowing us down, keeping us from being able to move forward. And when we clear those out, we gain energy and it propels us forward in a beautiful way, which is why doing our self healing and work is so important, no matter what that looks like for you. And yes, exchange is super important. And Adrian, I love what you said, right? It's a soul level exhaustion. And soul level exhaustion, when you're recovering from that, it takes a long time to realize how exhausted you are when you get to that point. And B, when you get to that point, it takes a little bit of time and it takes a system in place, AKA some sort of protocol of healing that you commit to semi long term before you start to see an increase in your health and your wellness, because you kind of have to go through the crisis and then the crisis of putting everything back together, and then eventually you grow from that. And so and it's super important that you take care of yourself and protect yourself from these kinds of things, because if you're an entrepreneur and your energy goes down, your business go down, because your business is tied to your energy. It can maintain itself for a little bit, depending on the structure of your business. So you have to take care of yourself. If you want to be your boss, if you want to be your own boss and you want to run the ship, make sure that you take care of yourself. Your self-care, your healing is paramount. Yes, those massages are important. Yes, those acupuncture visits are important. Yes, those chiropractic adjustments, all of the things that you are into, or all of the things that some people say, oh, that's expensive. No, it's not expensive. Your health is an investment. Your health is an asset. And it's an asset that cannot be purchased or bought. I can't stress this enough. And so make sure you continue to invest into your health, your being, because it's going to allow you to move forward in the long run. Because the work that we're doing, the service that we're doing, it's not for us, it's for our community. And what good are we to our community if we're not functioning at optimal capacity? And so that was just another little tidbit that I wanted to share with everyone. Thank you. Thank you for tuning in. Thank you for those of you who are joining in on this little chit chat. If you have any questions, please in the chat, just drop them in, or if you have any thoughts on this subject. For those of you who are on this healing who are on this healing journey, what have you done to overcome some of your syndromes? I'm not worthy enough. Oh, I'm an imposter, or oh, I'm not ready. We're never ready, folks. I hate to break it to you. At some point in time, you just got to pull the cord and just say bump it and plug your nose and jump right in. Root chakra healing. Yes, Maggie. I'm sorry. That was presumptuous of me. But okay, Mags. I'm going to call you Mags. That is so true. Your root chakra healing, your sacral chakra healing, detachment from social media. That's a really, really big one. Constantly looking at a screen where someone is telling you that you're not good enough. You could be this, you could be that, or better yet, you have an image projected back to you that looks nothing like you. That is completely so far-fetched from what you could be. Turn it off. Don't tune in. If it's social media Use the social media. Don't let the social media use you. And same thing with the other types of technology. Be very intentional about how you use the technology, because giving technology your energy is less energy that you have to move forward as an entrepreneur, to move forward as a healing entrepreneur, and showing up with full energy and clean energy for your clients. Let's see. Oh, that's your name. Awesome. Following your heart and where it feels safe and comfortable. Yes, that is most important. That is key for overcoming a lot of these syndromes. As I said earlier, before people were hopping on, I said, got to have some sort of journaling practice, some sort of confrontative practice that you can enjoy, whether it's dancing, whether it's singing, whether it's yelling and screaming and raging at the top of your lungs, clearing out some of these thoughts. I've had a thought haunt me and nobody was around, and I started yelling and screaming, and I was like, hey, okay, this is not cool. You gotta go. Peace. There's no space for you. And I smudged and cleared the space. Do you know why? Because when you hear these thoughts, these projections are also wrapped up sometimes with entities that feed on our fears and insecurities. And they are harmless, they're powerless, they're like flies. They're like you notice them, and but they're not completely insignificant, and sometimes you can swat them and sometimes you can't. The idea is to, what's the word? There's a word for this. Nothing is so insignificant. Everything makes a difference. If you ignore something long enough, then it becomes a problem. And that's when we have syndromes. That's when we have projections. Okay, I'm going to go back to the chat. Let's see. Connecting where knowledge and love is reciprocated. Yes. Being and going where you are reciprocated, that is super important. I can't tell you that more than, I can't stress that enough. When you have a group of friends, are your friend circle, are they reciprocating the energy that you are putting out? Are they supporting you? Are they your cheerleaders? I don't mean the ones that are like, yeah, it looks good, and you know downright it doesn't look good. I'm talking about the honest ones. Let's see. I have a crystal related question. Is it bad to have a ton of crystals all in one place in your house? Thanks. It's not bad to have, well, it depends, food. It depends on what you mean by that. Crystals aren't going to do you one, they're not going to give you the most optimal benefit if you're not using them. So if they're all in one place in your house, it sounds like you're not using them. So maybe you should get to know your crystals a little bit more. Let's see. Usually that's not my thought. I feel a certain way. I ask myself why. It's usually just an insecurity wanting to come through. Okay, I got another one. Hi, I'm from Morgan. I've watched your crystal videos and want to say thank you. They're concise and helpful. Oh, thank you so much. Thank you for tuning in. For those of you who want to go deeper into using your crystals that are asking me crystal related questions, you are welcome to go in the description down below, go to my website and book a consultation with me, where you can ask me as many crystal questions uninterrupted, because usually where there's one, there's 1,000 questions more. And I just wanted to share that with everyone. That is an option. But back to the topic here, if you are learning how to use crystals, another useful crystal tip and hack that you can use in relation to this actual topic is to use grounding crystals. You want to use crystals for the root. You want to use crystals for the sacral chakra, and you want to use crystals for the solar plexus, even though there aren't very many crystals out there that are directly for the solar plexus. And the reason for that is that we don't directly treat the solar plexus. The solar plexus oftentimes comes online all by itself when we bring the first and second chakras into balance, and the third one flies online. So we don't always go directly to the third chakra for an issue. We have to find out whether it's in the root or the sacral chakra, because it's usually related. Something I just want to throw out there for each and every one of you. So if you wanted to have more grounding and certainty, get some smoky quartz. Please get some smoky quartz. And so get some black tourmaline, get some red jasper, get some brown jasper. All the brown and black crystals are your friends. Pyrite is also your friend. Yeah, that's what I got for you. So I'm going to end this feed with 3 cards for you guys. And I just wanted to say thank you so much, each and every one of you, for your support. Thank you for tuning in. And if you have any questions about anything, if you have questions about your psychic development, if you have questions about your crystals and how they pertain to your psychic development, please do not hesitate to reach out to me. You can connect with me here on YouTube. You can go to my website, crystalsunhealing.com. You can connect with me on Instagram. But in the meantime, the first one we have for this week. We got 1, 2, and 3. First card we have. Ooh, I've been drawing this card all day. The Empress. So for those of you who thought you don't know how to manifest, it's a lie, okay? The Empress is here to show you you're abundant, you're fertile, and you can manifest. And because the Empress is connected to the earth, you can also use your crystals to help you manifest as well. Next, we have the Moon card. So trust your intuition. Please. Your intuition is the guiding force. The intuition is what guides you through the dark. So when you think you can't see in the land of the unknown, it's because you have to use your intuition to see. And the last one, ooh, we have the Tower card. So when you trust in yourself, boom, lightning strikes. I can attest to this. I've been struck by lightning twice in my life, and lightning can strike at any time, anywhere, in any place, and it can strike in the same place more than once. So for those of you who have been wondering if those who needed a sign, a nudge forward, just go ahead and do it, please. We're here. I'll be your cheerleader. Anyhow, okay, let's see. Back to the chat. Red jasper is absolutely awesome for grounding. Yes. Mahogany obsidian is also really good. Snowflake obsidian is really good. Regular obsidian is a little intense. So I don't know if that's more, I wouldn't call that a nurturing stone. It's very protective. So I would go with a lighter obsidian, and 444 in LA. Woo-hoo. Thank you, everyone. Unless you have anything else to share with me, I will see you on the next live stream. Peace.